And we're going up against a small group of about 25.
Okay. How many people are in the area?
Maybe less, maybe more. The problem is that they're definitely going to have drone support. Boy, chummers, before we get started, if you enjoy our content, do us a favor and give it a like if you're on YouTube, or rate the episode if you're listening on any one of your audio platforms. Those interactions do go a long way in helping us get this information out to other like-minded Shadowrun individuals. We are trying to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube this season, and we can't do it without your help. With that out of the way, recap of last time in the Arcology. We made it inside through some water ducts, and they were crawling up through stairs and avoiding open areas, and drones, lots of drones everywhere, but still couldn't avoid ending up getting caught in a firefight between a group of resistance fighters and some of the banded. And that is where we left off, in the middle of the fight. And that's where we're going to pick up today. I know, excitement right out of the get-go. But before we get started, a quick word from the sponsor.
Good day, citizens of Chicago. This is Oakley Wildwood, your anchor at Gold Leaf News Network, bringing you the latest developments from the heart of the UCAS. And now for the news. The Chicago containment zone is witnessing a surge in kidnappings that has left the city on edge. Travel in groups for safety, folks. A good crew could be what gives you the edge to make it to your next paycheck. The streets are witnessing a spike in vehicle thefts and carjackings, leaving everything from jackrabbits to delivery trucks as smoldering, bullet-ridden scrap heaps. Lone Star PD advises secure private parking whenever possible. But in Chicago, even the safest of places can become a battleground. On a more hopeful note, the ghoul communities of Cabrini Green are uniting, driven by a hunger for justice. Vigilantes targeting infected citizens have been escalating tensions, promising violence if they do not leave the city. Those sympathetic to the ghoul cause have offered support by providing donations and offering security, though officials assure that they seek a non-violent resolution to the conflict. There's a lot going on in 2080's Chicago. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay with us by tuning in to Bug City Blues, a Shadowrun 6th World Edition actual play podcast, wherever fine podcasts are found. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
So, last time that we had left off, we were in the middle of combat. Quick recap for everybody involved so that you remember. There were two spinny top drones that were going off, firing blasts of sharp needle points that are going off like shotguns in big clouds. Luckily, they seem to bounce off your armor pretty well. They do embed themselves in the surrounding like concrete and everything that you can see around the area. So they must be extremely sharp. Not only that, but also the banded are attacking from the opposite side. Resistance are kind of holding them off. Grenades have gone off on both sides, and one of your team members has gallantly sacrificed themselves to make sure that you weren't caught in an explosion in the narrow alleyway, because it could have been really bad for everybody involved. But with all of that out of the way, that means we're starting off this next combat round. We haven't even gone far enough to reroll initiatives yet. So next up, starting us off right away, is Red 3.
Red 3 is just going to redeploy his foot anchors. And you just hear too loud as the bolts go into the ground. And gonna fire off a whole bunch of shots at this this drone that's, I guess, shooting needles at me, because it seems like the clearest, most obvious threat right in front of me. So
fire away. You successfully pour all 6 shots directly into the drone. You are going to succeed. It is going to take deadly damage. How do you want this to play out?
Red 3 staggers back from getting hit by the weird flechette burst coming out of the drone and recovers quickly, pops both bolts, and then just hit fires all 6 right into the drone's torso or body. I don't think it has a torso.
It doesn't have a torso. Think of it as a large, it's a large top basically that's just spinning.
Yeah, into the top portion of the top.
You fire all the shots into it, it explodes. And then we will go on to the next person that was supposed to go, which would have been the drone, but it explodes. When it explodes, it does fire those shards in a 360 ring around it. They just all fire.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're all fine. That's what you're telling me.
We're gonna see. Not only are the resistance also going to have to avoid, along with Red 3 and Red 2, but some of the banded are also going to potentially get hit by this attack. Because it just fired off in a big ring. So it hits literally everyone. Here we go. Well, it might only have 1 success, which would work for you in favor of you guys. It does not. Hooray for catastrophic damage. It does fire in all directions. It doesn't seem to have tried to aim, so it throws it off. Some of them are not going to be propelled far enough because it's not exerting it in one specific direction. But you do see the needles fly out. They just aren't aimed, so they're going in all directions. Again, bouncing off of your armor as well. And that brings us to Red 2.
All right, what are the there's 4 guys behind the barricade.
No, there's 3, remember?
Oh, that's right, one of them did die, yeah.
Yeah, one of them did get taken out.
All right, so we got these 2. I'm gonna lob a frag grenade. Actually, I'm gonna lob a flash grenade in there.
What is your throne?
So yeah, 5.
Okay. I didn't know if I had put it on there or not. My bad. You can add it.
Okay.
All right. And you're throwing it. Where do you want it? Where are you hoping that it lands?
Like in between all the 3 guys behind the barricade.
Okay, so you want to land it as close to center of all 3 of them as possible. It lands. Let's see if it takes a bounce. Oh, it takes a favorable bounce. So it'll hit in the target area that you're designating. And then it looks like it's going to take a bounce more towards them, like coming back towards you, but it'll still be in their group. They react. One of them's going to try and scoop it up and throw it. You had 1 success. Never mind, it doesn't matter. So it'll be 1. Another one is going to try and take a shot at Red 2 as he stepped out to throw. And his shots all go right into the side of the wall right next to Red 2. Just fired wide. The other one's going to try and duck and cover because he thinks it's a grenade. High explosive. That takes us to Kaze. What would you like to do?
So, how far away from the bad guys that were behind the barricades am I?
I would say you're probably about 8 meters.
Can I have that in freedom units, please?
It is.
About, I think that's 20 feet. About 20 feet.
I think so.
26.24 feet.
Yes,
Thank
so
you.
26 feet.
Are they still, I'm assuming, somewhat rattled from...
The grenade hasn't gone off yet. Flash hasn't gone off yet.
The flash hasn't gone off yet? Okay.
No. Remember, you guys are like
Right, yeah.
super fast.
We are hyper people.
Do you have flare comp on your cyber eyes, Kaze?
Sure do.
Okay, then the grenade won't even affect you. You'll be able to run in there, they'll be blind, and it won't affect you at all.
I wanted to make sure that was true, actually, before I doubled down on it, but it is. I do have flare comp, so we're good. That being the case, I will probably just try to get to the barricade, and then wait until after the flashbang pops, and then we'll go in for attackies. I think is going to be the plan. Could I say that I power walk over there to assert my dominance?
Sure, you could power walk over
Sweet.
to assert dominance.
Also, still got to get my steps in for today, so
It's
every little
important.
bit helps. Yeah.
Never mind, you've been parkouring through the Arcology so far.
We've been like slowly lurking through the Arcology so far, I would say. I think the only person that did some parkour was Red 3 when he got up to that vantage point to check out the weird stingray robot last episode.
That's true. All right, so you power walk over.
And then kind of just like wait near the, because I'm assuming it's like a row of like crates or so, like a ramshackle cover that they've built for themselves. So I'm just gonna like kind of hang out near where the end would be. So once the flashbang goes off, then I could slip into where all of the guys are, and then
get up to the corner and roll me stealth, please. So Red 3, it's back to you. In the slow amount of time that has passed, you have blown up a drone, knocked one off its line of sight, and it's disappeared. Had flechette rounds fired at you, and 2 grenades have gone off, and a third has been thrown at the group that is behind the ramshackle barricades.
Okay, seeing Kaze stroll up to the barricades, is he in the way of my line of sight here?
To one of them, he would be in your. He would possibly be in your line of sight. Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this: like, if I use suppressive fire, is he gonna be in the way for that? Do I have like a chance to hit him?
Well, you're smart linked.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 2
no.
times.
Okay. Then no, because you designate friendlies with your smart link. It turns off, and then keeps going after. The beauties of smart link.
Okay. Well, then what I'll do is I will just suppress the barricade.
That area. Okay.
Yeah.
So the barricade is going to be suppressive fired. Red 2, what would you like to do?
So he's suppressive firing this?
Yes, after you've tossed a flashbang, he's suppressive fire, and you saw Kaze run up to the corner of the ramshackle barricade, so that if anybody runs out, he can jump them.
Has the flash hasn't gone off yet, has it?
Has not.
I do have flare compensation, so.
Yeah, we all should. I put it on there for a reason.
All right. Well, I'm running in, and I'm gonna like jump up onto the barricade and try to slash at one of the guys. Hopefully, the flash grenade will go off right as this is happening because it looks super cool.
Okay, so run up and what's your quickness in meters?
So it'd be 6 times.
Are you running or are you power walking with dominance?
I would have to power walk, and I only have a 6 quickness. So.
So you'd have to run. Okay. So you have to run up, but you can because it's ×3 because you're a human. So it's your quickness ×3. And then give me your melee attack as you slice down on one of these guys. All right, you are going to succeed on your strike, and they are not going to defend and are going to receive deadly damage. How would you like to play this out, knowing that your flash grenade will potentially also be going off at the start of this round? Because we're about to re-roll initiative right after this.
Yeah, so I'll see Kaze running up, look over at one, just spraying, and just, okay, it's time for me to charge in. draw the katana, run up, 1 foot on the barricade, just jump up, and then come down, cutting the bandit in half.
Everybody reroll initiative. All combat report refreshes. My God, you guys move way too fast. So red 2 gets to start with a 24.
All right, what do I see?
The flash will go off at the start of the turn, the very first, on initiative step 0. Flash goes off. You see the 2 banded immediately bring their arms up like this to cover their eyes, holding their submachine guns with one hand and an arm up over their eyes to try and block out the blinding light as you cut one guy in half, basically, after you came up over the barricade. And so now you see 2 more of them. They look like they're temporarily blinded. So what's the plan?
Well, they with SMGs.
Yeah, they have SMGs.
How many bands?
Only one band.
Okay. Whichever one's closer, I'm gonna go slicey slice.
Swing away as he can't see well. He gets an unarmed combat because he briefly watched you eviscerate his friend. But he gets +8 to this because he's blind. This guy's going to take another deadly wound. And so how would you like this to play out?
As you're just sitting there, I'm just gonna like kind of walk behind him and just like gently stab him as I'm walking towards the next guy.
Gently
just gently stab him as I'm walking by, just walking to the next guy.
So you've jumped over the barricade and sliced one guy down the middle. Then the flash has gone off and you've gently walked over to the other one and poked your sword through his back. It's basically what you're saying.
And as he does it the entire time, he's going, shh.
And then I'll look over to our team lead. Prisoners? Simple yes or no would work.
Oh, you're saying that over the comm? Okay.
No.
Red 3, you've watched Red 2 jump up over the barricade. You've heard no screaming, but you know what he's capable of, so.
Well, I think that he's probably got this, and I also don't want to like shoot into the crowd of my friends. So I think the most prudent course of action is for me to retract my bolts and run back down the alley we came out of and just double check our 6.
Running back to check. After that, it is Red 1.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna see everyone run in, look at my grenade launcher, look at everyone running in, just kind of holster it, and then walk over to Red 4, take his body. Are you alive?
No response.
I'm just gonna start looting his body.
Well, the only remaining blue is trying to rub his eyes. He's going to blind fire in the direction of Red 2 where he was coming up over the barricade. So here's blind fire. The blind fire of the burst goes way far above the barricade. It's almost like he's shooting up into the ceiling. And with that, it goes to Kaze's turn.
I'll just turn over to the other side of the barricade and go for a slash on the last remaining guy. That's
just kind of, again, power walk in to assert dominance and kill the blind firing guy.
Yep. And then power stance in front of him, and then just a single swipe.
Just one swipe, just dodging all of his bullets. Walk in, one swipe. All right, let's see if you can close it out. Didn't quite make it. So, yeah, you definitely succeed. He's going to take deadly damage.
I stand up and power walk around the corner with determination, and then get there, power stance, grab my katana, and just single upward swipe into obliteration.
Just bisecting from his chin up. That will take us out of combat because there are no combatants left.
What?
How about that?
That's it. Yep. The Arcology's cleared, boys. We did it.
All right, let's go home. This is easy. I don't understand why everybody's so afraid of this place.
Right? Yeah.
You can hear cheers, some whoops, and some hell yeahs.
There's more survivors. Get them.
coming from the other side.
I'm immediately pulling my pistol and pointing it in that direction and yelling, "Identify yourselves." Arms now.
Sure. You see like a set of 4 hands go up in the air, and out from behind an opposite side, a set of barricades comes 4 teenagers. So you have 4 teenagers coming out from behind the barricade. They're wearing ramshackle armor. Some of it doesn't even look like it would resist bullets. They look like hockey pads. All of them are supporting like secondhand firearms. They look like they haven't been maintained very well.
Any bands on the arms?
No, their sleeves are cut off, so their arms are completely exposed. Some of them have like tattoos, but they're intricate. They're not just a black band around the arm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll lower my pistol.
Yeah, a lot of them are just cheering and when you aren't aiming at them anymore. Red 3 at the other end of the alleyway that you came up from. Make me a perception test, please. Looks absolutely clear. Nobody's sneaking up on you.
All right. Well, I'm going to continue to hold that corner.
So you have 4 teenagers that are shouting and basically celebrating.
Red 1 and Red 2. I want you guys to go into the store that we saw the other top take off into. Make sure that it's down, and if so, see if you can salvage parts from it, because we still need to get a power supply for the laser. Also, if you can get any of the blades out of it safely, get us some of those as well, because those seem like they might be pretty useful.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Is that really a best use of our time? We probably shouldn't stay here for too long.
You have one of the teenagers just like interrupt you. No, don't go in there. It's on its side. Just leave it. Don't. It's deadly, man. Like, it's gonna spray you with those sparks, and then you're gonna welt up and die.
Brings up a valid point. I assume that if it fell over, that it may have just been deactivated, but that's fair.
Nothing deactivates in here.
Yeah, you should probably arm yourselves with their weaponry.
Yeah, that was the plan. That's why we were jumping this patrol group. Then you guys came along and made quick short work of them. Up top. Okay.
Oh, I went for it. I was too slow. My hand just was. Oh.
Meanwhile, while you have this conversation, one of the other kids roots around in a backpack and goes over to that storefront, and you just watch him pitch something in that looks like a frisbee. And then he turns away from it, and you hear a loud, and the storefront shakes.
Spring cleaning, or?
We saw it go in there. You know, we're just being sure. Yeah.
That's fair.
Are you guys part of? You guys, are you guys here to get us out? Is that what's going on?
It's Renraku business while we're here.
Yeah, we've heard that before. Like they said they would send more guys. Are you the more guys?
We are technically more guys. That is a factual statement. Real quick, Red 1,
Yep.
if you could go check out the one in the alleyway for the same thing. We know that one's dead, so that one shouldn't be much of a concern.
You watch the top of it explode. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could give us a quick once over and see if there's anything useful there. Red 2, I need you to go ahead and pick up the body for Red 4. Because I have a plan, and we're not going to leave the body here for now. Local youths, do you guys have like a base of operations set up somewhere around here, or somewhere safe that we can get to?
Chummer, you're talking to one of the most decorated resistance units in this here arcology.
So yes,
Yeah, where do you want to go?
to safety on this floor, so we can try to get some bearings here, if possible.
We have to go down a floor.
We just got up here. Okay, fine.
You want safety, we gotta go down one.
Okay, that's fine. We can do
We'll
that.
only be able to be there through this evening, then we'll have to move. So
Okay, which is again a quick side question. We're going back down to level 5, right? Because we're currently on level 6.
Yep, back to level 5 apparently is what he's saying.
Am I hearing like this conversation over the comms?
Yeah, you can probably hear bits and pieces of it over the comlinks.
Okay, as I'm getting that, then I'm gonna rejoin the group and reload my rifle.
Dude, this guy over here. Hail the bullets.
Shoots like the Dickens, indeed. That's
Just give him a little salute.
all right. Well, let's get to that base first, and then we can talk a bit about more what's going on.
Absolutely. No problem. We'll get you there.
While they're getting the weapons from the bandit that we took out,
Mm-hmm.
can I just do like a quick once over on one of them and see if there's anything suspicious on them, or like, oh, do they have a radio or like any type of communication piece?
No.
I was really hoping that we could just go full diehard here, but
No, they don't have a communication device while they're
unfortunate.
looting the corpses.
Okay.
Also,
Well, no, I mean on the bandit, not
on the
resistance
bandit
member having a communication device. Yeah.
no, they don't.
Okay. Interesting.
It's because it's inside their brains.
I mean, I figured, but I thought maybe, like, there's a chance.
I mean, we can still get it out if it's in their brain.
Yeah, you can take
That's
one of their
true.
heads.
That's true. All right, so like do any of them have like key cards on them or like security, any type of security cards?
Gonna
Yeah,
search
I'll give
on
them the old rundown.
Go ahead and give me a perception. Does not look like any of them have a key card.
You just want the highest from me?
Yeah.
11.
So most of the internal circuitry is garbage now from the explosion. You might be able to salvage the power source.
I will attempt to do so.
Okay, give me an electronics build repair test. All right, you can salvage the power source for the drone. Meanwhile, they're gonna lead you through this area of different clubs until they take you inside of one. You can't read the name of it because it's long been destroyed off or removed for some reason. And there's a trap door in the floor that they'll take you to. And then you have kind of a tunnel to shimmy through, and that'll take you back down to the 5th floor. Meanwhile, they're asking you a bunch of questions on the way. How'd you get in? What have you fought so far? Have you killed any of the goons?
Classified, and yes, we have killed goons. You witnessed it happen.
Oh, those are the only ones you've run into?
We're very sneaky.
I hope so. You're going to have to be to get into the upper levels. How high are you trying to go?
What makes you think we're trying to go up?
Because you were going up, you didn't just hang out.
That's true. That's a valid point. I did mention having to go back down to 5, insinuating that we came up from 5. So I think that they do have the rights on that one. We're just out for a stroll, getting our steps in. One of those cardio days. So
you gonna do a full shutdown? You trying to get to the control center?
Full shutdown. I don't even know what that means.
Shut down the Arcology, man.
Oh,
that's what you're here for, right? You guys are part of the team that's going to do that, right? They've been talking about it for days. All the resistance members are talking about it. They said that they've been in contact with the outside, and they're trying to send people in to shut this thing down so they can get us out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I hope that those guys show up soon. That sounds great.
That's not you guys. You guys aren't here for that.
We're here for reasons, purposes, intentions. But yeah.
I mean, you're either here to shut this place down or you're not. It's not a lot of gray area, but
is true.
Cool. Okay. Sure. They look a little less happy that they found you and are leading you back down. You can get back into this 5th floor where there are the restaurants and the mall areas and everything, and they're leading you through these streets and side alleys until they come up to a shopping center that has the shutter pulled all the way down, and they'll go up and knock on it.
Shaving a haircut?
No, not really. Just a quick knock, and then the bottom lifts for a second, and some device comes out to looks like it's a mirror on a stick, basically. And then the entire shutter will raise halfway. You'll see another set of dirty teenagers. And they rush inside and gesture for you guys to follow. They take you back into this apparel shop of some kind. Looks like it's mostly been cleared out. I mean, some of the clothes have been strewn on the floor in what looks like makeshift beds. Others are torn up. There's blood splotches here and there, you know. It's a collection of machine parts all on one side of the wall.
That sounds fun. Hey, Red One.
Yep.
You want to take a look at what they got going on over there and see if you can find anything fun on the dead bots, like weaknesses or
Sure.
weak point looking areas that what would be good to hit with swords and bullets and whatnot?
I will go study the bots if that's what you want.
I would appreciate it. I mean,
I'll do that. Yeah.
What you want to do? I don't. You know,
I will do whatever you want me to do.
We're a team here, buddy. I gotta just.
Yep. I'll do that. Okay. I'll be over there. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna go look at the bots and try to understand how they work and what their weaknesses might be.
Most of the stuff that they have over there are spider drones. Those spidery drones. That's what you see the most of.
They're mostly spidery drones.
Check and see if they got a power source.
I got one off the other ones, but I can get another, I guess. All right, I'm gonna go see if any of the power sources or laser hands are intact. Maybe I can make like a spinning laser hand of death.
So not every one of them has a laser hand. Most of the power sources look like they have been either destroyed or already galvanized.
All right, well, I did my best. But I'm going to stay over here for extra long just to make sure it seems like I'm doing something.
What are the rest of you doing as you see this ramshackle put together kind of hideout?
I'd like to talk to some of these kid survivors.
The youths?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Utes. I want to ask them just like a couple of questions, like general. How did you survive? What can you tell us about this place?
Yeah.
What's the best way to get up and down? What have you run into? Like, have you seen traps like we have? Like, what's the deal with these bots? You know, like what could we expect moving forward? That kind of stuff.
So they know up to about floor 12. Once you get past floor 6, floors 7 through 12 were residential floors. Most of them are still intact, but the higher you go, the less intact they are, and the more they're used as holding areas.
Holding for what?
The former residents.
So it's like a prison?
If you call it that, I guess. I mean, it. In a prison, you at least have your own room, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have that there.
So what are they holding though? It's the former,
People.
just like cattle or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could try and talk to Mikey if you want, but that can be difficult.
What's up with Mikey?
He was there. We got him from 12.
He doesn't like to talk about it.
You'd have to meet him to understand. You can try and talk to him if you want. We won't stop you, but don't expect a whole lot.
Any other information you can tell us about this place? Stuff we need to know?
The 6th floor is a battleground, constantly. There are pockets of resistance all over that floor. They're constantly engaged with the blues. You gotta watch out for the blues. Any patrol of blues that you come across is definitely gonna have some kind of drone with it. In the lower to mid levels, like after about floor 9, 10, and 11 are generally still mostly intact for residential areas, but that's where a lot of the blues live.
And what's the deal with them? Are they like just brainwashed, or what's the story?
I couldn't tell you. We've never stuck around long enough to try and talk. Every time they come across anybody that doesn't have one of those black rings on their arms, they get taken. And if they can't take you, they'll kill you.
All right. Well, what can you tell us about like the easiest way to get up and down through here? It seems like the elevators are still working.
That's what they want you to think. Yeah, they still work. But once you cross into blue territory, you're going to have a really bad time. You'll run into the bees.
The bees?
Yeah, bees.
What are you talking about?
They're bees. I don't know what else to say. They're bees. Somebody got stung and I watched them die.
Was he allergic?
I don't know. All I know is that if one of these things sting you, you have about 6 hours to live.
Okay, so killer bees. Add that to the list.
And then you're dead. Expect to see more mantas the higher you go in the blue controlled areas.
Yeah, what's the deal with them? Like, what kind of...
Run. Just run. If you come across one, just run.
So they're no good.
You should be able to outrun it. I don't know. You've got fancy armor. Maybe you'll be okay. They drop some kind of gas from underneath them in big clouds, and if you breathe it in, you just fall over.
All right, like, what can you tell me about, the best way for us to get upstairs if we were to keep going up?
Some stairwells are still usable, but then you gotta watch out for, the beehives and what the spiders do.
What do the spiders do? Don't tell me they shoot like spider webs out of their butts.
I don't know. Maybe. All I know is that they take materials a lot. Like they're cutting stuff up and taking it somewhere.
Oh, those things. Okay. Yeah, we've run into them before. All right.
Yeah. Usually if you come across spiders, as long as you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. I don't know about in higher floors.
All right, kid. Well, that's good to know. I appreciate your help here. And then I'm going to go relay all this information to Kaze and let him know what we're working with. That way he's in on the situation.
Before you turn away, he kind of reaches out and grabs your arm. Wait, there's one last thing.
Yeah, what do you need, kid?
No, you don't understand. You don't understand, okay? Don't trust the kids with toys.
The kids with toys?
Don't trust the kids with toys.
All right.
Whatever you do, don't trust them. If you come across them, get away. Get away as fast as you can. If you don't, he kind of like stares off into space and shivers like he's seen something. Just make sure you're away from them.
All right, got it.
He just kind of like stares off into space for a minute.
I'm gonna go inform Kaze about all this. That way, everybody's on the same page. And then after I'm done with that, I'm gonna break out a couple of ration packs and start heating them up and like kind of give them to the kids, I guess.
Oh, they'll love you forever. Heated food. Oh my god. They'll just start devouring whatever it is that you hand them. Red One, is there anything else that you wanted to do other than look over the drones and just kind of stay out of the way?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just after that. I'll walk back over to team leader. Yeah, they're nothing new. They're just mostly spider drones. It looks like they're probably worker drones, most likely, as their usage, which we've kind of already seen. But they can clearly probably still kill someone rather easily.
Fair.
And, but I got a power source from this drone downstairs, so I'm gonna try to get this arm thing working.
There we go. Would it be like, okay, so like how big is the, like, tell me when to stop. How big is the arm, the laser arm?
Keep going. Right about there.
Hefty. So with that, would it be possible that you might be able to make like a arm mount, and we could like Buzz Lightyear these guys? You know, like, could we do like
I can try. I don't have like a. I don't think I can really. I don't think I have a welding kit in my electronic toolkit. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure how I'd make a brace.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't. It doesn't need to be like a metal brace. Like, we could do like a latch brace,
I suppose, yeah. I guess we could.
We're in a clothing store, and
I feel like, yeah. I just feel like it'd be like probably easier because it's not like you can just activate it with your mind.
Well, no, it would obviously need
like,
to be connected to some type of trigger mechanism, but
right. But like, why don't you just like reach behind you and pull it out instead? You know, instead of having it latched onto your arm. I feel like holding it is the equivalent amount of required movement, but holding it's probably easier to
because it's not as cool. Red One. That's the thing.
If you would like me to try to figure out how to make a brace, I will. I don't think it's worth our time.
I mean, that's fair, but you know, what else do we got to do while we're here? So
we can leave. Why are we even here? To be fair,
because it's nice to catch our breath for a moment, and you know, it's been a stressful day so far. So
I have a feeling it's only going to get worse.
Probably. So let's enjoy the fact that it's not that terrible right now.
All right, I'm gonna figure out this.
You guys do need to have a place to sleep.
So yeah, the arm, is it as easy as just, is there a little hole where I just slap the power supply in like I'm reloading it?
No, it's
All
not
right.
that easy.
All
You'll
right.
have to work out some of the ways that the wires interconnect. So there'll be some electronics build repair here to try to hook up the power source.
Ooh, okay. New theory. So I'm assuming me and Red One are talking this out to try to figure it out. Okay,
Sure.
So new theory. What if we just put like a handle, like a handle on the front of the laser, and then, like you were saying, you could take it out, but then that way you could have something to like brace it on, so that way you're not just like holding this big like you know, like this. It just feels like it'd be clunky if you just were like.
So you want a handle? You want me to attach a handle to the side of it?
Yeah, like near the front of it, so that way you could steady to make sure that you would have like good aim while you're trying to fire this laser thing.
Actually, I have a spot for an underbarrel grenade launcher on my carbine.
Ooh.
That's not taken up.
Ooh. Red 3, I like this. I like this. This is what we call teamwork here, gentlemen. I like this.
Okay.
Now, what is the potential negative ramifications of attaching a power supply onto the side of this man's high-powered rifle?
Potential, it explodes and probably his hands with it.
But that's worst case scenario.
Well, you said potential. That is
Yeah.
the
No,
potential.
yep.
So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Say worst case scenario, probably everything explodes.
Okay, would it be possible for us to make like a connectivity point to where we could slot in the power supply only when needed, so we can not have the power supply in when we don't need it, so it's not always there as a target that could be like attacked?
At that point,
Mhm.
why do we have it attached to the side of the gun when we could just not have it attached to the side of the gun and have the power supply in it?
I'd like to come back to the rule of cool conversation that we had earlier, Red One, and remind you that this negativity is getting us nowhere.
Your positivity is getting us nowhere.
Look, all I asked for was a handle, all right? That's all I wanted.
I was fine with a
handle.
handle. I think it's dumb, but I'll put a handle on it.
It's called stability.
Red 2, what are you doing while this is happening?
I'm probably eating a ration pack, just ignoring their arguing right now, just shaking my head. This is our leader, our fearless leader.
Do you say that out loud, or are you?
No,
are you
no,
just
I'm,
a thought to
I'm
yourself?
like literally in the corner, just eating. Just
Okay, because I was gonna let you know, like, he is not a fearless leader. Kaze is not having a good time right now.
I want to talk with the people at Rin Rocket because they were talking you up apparently.
Oh man, did you see me red miss that guy? I mean, yeah, you took out the other two, but I did a pretty good job on the one.
I took out 3. So once you know, I took out 3.
Semantics.
Did you want to try and talk to Mikey at all?
I mean, he'll eat anything.
The kid that they said that they freed from floor 12 that were in the holding
Yes.
areas.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Mikey.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Being the least militaristic person of our group, I'll go talk to Mikey.
They'll lead you off into where the fitting room would be.
Okay.
And they'll open up a door, and sitting, just rocking back and forth in the room is this kid. He looks a little emaciated, like he hasn't really eaten very much. The thing that probably stands out the most are the weird patches of cyberware grafted to him. He has dermal plates on his body, but it's not a complete dermal sheath, and they're just patched on there like haphazardly.
Gotcha.
He also has 2 data jack ports that are at the base of his skull, and it also looks like there are weird suture and surgical marks on his skull. And he just kind of
Walk in and you must be Mikey.
you just see these mirrored eyes kind of turn towards you, and they just stare into you.
That's fair. It would be rude of me not to introduce myself. My friends call me Kaze. It's nice to meet you. I was told that I should come see you. You look like you haven't had anything to eat in a while, buddy, and I'll pull out a ration pack and offer it towards him.
He just still stares at you.
That's fair. I'm not a huge fan of them either, to be honest with you. I might have to have a talk with the higher-ups about getting some better flavor options put into these bad boys. So I'll open the ration and start eating it, and kind of like taking pieces of it off and like putting it kind of next to him to see if he goes for food.
He just kind of stares at it, and then looks at you, and then just goes
01001000011011001.
As I hear him say that, I'm gonna go on the comms and go, hey, Red One, by any chance, do you happen to know binary?
Yeah. What do you need?
This is Mikey. This is
Mikey.
Red One. He's a friend of mine. We were sharing a ration pack here, and he said something interesting. Mikey, would you mind saying it again for my buddy here?
01001000011011001.
I don't not really super big on the language translation of binary. I don't know how to help in this situation, but it is interesting. Thank you for showing me it.
He then kind of stops, and you see him like shake or twitch, and then he just starts drooling out of the side of his mouth while looking straight up into the ceiling.
I don't think this guy should be alive.
I don't know if he is alive technically, but I'll
Anybody have any first aid skill?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I'll do. I have a med kit. You'll have to remind me in 3E. I don't know if med kits are advanced in 5E. If I hook him up to a med kit, will it tell me what's wrong with him?
So yes, technically you can enter in what you're seeing into the med kit, and it will help spit a diagnosis out.
Okay, I'll enter in drooling,
I mean, we have a drool sample. Like, could you just put in a DNA sample and it'll do something, or is that not?
Can I do
It
that?
won't take. It won't. It's not
No,
that
it doesn't
advanced. No.
Okay. No.
Okay.
So yeah, enter these keywords: drooling, starvation, lack of appetite. I don't know which. There's probably a better medical term for that. And
Emaciation.
That word.
Glossy-eyed.
Glossy-eyed.
Uh-huh.
Incorrect cyberware.
Incorrect cyberware.
Not finished cyberware.
Oh, unfinished cyberware. Okay.
Ports in head.
Ports.
Did we put in ports in head?
That's not that uncommon.
Is that a proper That's not proper medical terminology.
Technically, that's pretty common these days.
Yeah. Ports in head are pretty common.
Speaks in binary. That seems like a pretty.
There we go. That's a good one. I like that. All right, that's a good one.
So speaks in binary is not a medical condition.
Okay.
Forced augmentation.
Sure. Type that in. Possible hysteria.
Forced augmentation. Please see cyberware professional doctor.
Okay. So nothing is what we're getting from this.
Can't from that. From emaciation and drooling, it's gonna suggest malnutrition.
Well,
That's for sure.
figured that out. All right. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Mikey, appreciate the help, bud. I'm gonna leave those there for you in case you get hungry later.
Could you theoretically plug into his data jack and get information? And get
Yeah.
there you go.
should.
Get bio information? Sure could.
That is something I could do. I knew it. I don't know if I want to, but
I'll say this. You know what? I feel bad for Mikey. I don't know if it's worth us losing our first aid kit over feeling bad for Mikey.
That's completely your call. But yes, you are correct. You can indeed plug your med kit directly into a data jack and it will feed biofeedback.
We would just lose the doctor portion of that. The WebMD portion of it. We wouldn't
it's not
lose
doing much. Yeah, it's not doing much either, you know?
That's true. It's telling us everything that we already know. I mean, it's doing what WebMD is doing. Like, Mikey either is pregnant or has cancer. So,
you know, let's get a little crazy, a little wacky. I'll jack in the
You gonna plug it in?
the med kit.
Okay, you plug him in.
I'm gonna take 2 steps back from Red One right before he does this, just to be safe.
Okay. So you plug him in, and the first thing that happens is Mikey convulses and then goes completely limp.
I'm gonna check for a pulse.
Still
Dude,
has a
you
pulse.
killed him.
No, yeah, he's alive. He's just
Your med kit is going to start spitting out that there is cyber trauma from the cyberware installations. He is suffering from malnutrition. He hasn't eaten. He is dangerously low on his fluids. And apparently there's a portion of his brain that's missing.
yeah. So it's not looking good for this kid. He's pretty much a vegetable.
Certainly seems to be the case.
Well, and yeah, all right. So sucks for him. I'm gonna unplug my med kit.
Sure, he stops convulsing and he just kind of looks like he's asleep on the floor.
And yeah, so he's missing part of his brain. That's rough. Hopefully he isn't really conscious of what's happened to his body, but I don't know what portion of brain that is. Not a brain doctor.
One last thing before we call it a night and get some memes here with the in the relative safety of the resistance base. I'm gonna take all of the armor off. That's a relative safety.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna take all of the armor off of Red 4 and bundle it together, and like, can I like put it on in like a something to carry it?
Like make a knapsack or something and put it all in there?
Yeah.
Sure. You can use one of the spider limbs as a pole and then take some clothes and throw it all together and tie it up. And
I could easily sew the clothes together into a bindle sack is all I'm trying to say. That's
Nothing like an Arcology bindle.
I like the Arcology bindle. This is a good. I like this. This is use your resources when available.
Before we do
Yes.
that, can I disable the, because in our helmets we're able to track each other. Can I disable that aspect of the armor so in case we lose it, whatever has it can't track us?
You don't have to roll because you're familiar with Renraku systems.
Otherwise, I mean, I would have just shot it, but you know.
That's fair.
I will then proceed to do the Arcology bindle, so that way we can group that up, and then I'm gonna wrap the body of Red 4, and ask the group of the Resistance to, if they would mind if we leave the body here for the time being.
Yeah, we can leave it here. It just might not be here when we come back, or if we come back to the spot.
I mean, you're not gonna eat them, are you? What does that mean?
No, I don't think they're staying here.
Oh, because you guys are Oh, I see.
You never stay in one place more than one night.
That's fair. Well, I mean, if need be, if you guys have to leave him here, that's fine. We'll see what happens.
Well, we can't carry him.
Well, yeah, obviously. That's what. You know what? It's fine. He'll be here under this mountain of pile of clothes, and I'm just gonna put a bunch of clothes on top of the dead body.
Whether he's, you know what? Sure, maybe he'll be here.
Maybe he will be. Thank you. That's fine.
I can't tell you for sure.
Okay, I'll leave his body under the mountainous pile of dead clothes. And
so, how do you guys want? How do you guys want to sleep here? Do you feel safe enough to all sleep? Or are you putting
we're
up
doing
shifts
comfortably.
or
I want
rotations?
to sleep comfortably, easy.
That's impossible because you're sleeping on a pile of clothes.
Probably, I imagine we let Kaze sleep entirely through the night, and us three do rotations.
However you guys want to do
Whoa, that's not fair. Come on, I'm part of the group here. I'll take a shift. I got no problem. You know what? I'll take first shift. You guys get some rest. We've had a tough day.
Yeah, I'm staying up with it.
The night goes through pretty uneventful, other than, occasionally during the evening you can hear a distant gunfight, explosion. But yeah, it'll go through, and then the next day, one of the kids comes up to you, or one of the teenagers. We've got to go. We have to check in with another group. You can come with us if you want. It's still on the same level.
On the same level? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea for now.
Maybe they have better information for you.
Yeah, I think that right now, trying to get as much intel as we can before trying to proceed with what we got going on is probably going to be the best course. So we'll go ahead and travel with you guys.
Sure, we got notice last night to come in and report. So
sounds good.
Which is weird because you guys didn't see anything in any of your guard rotations at all. For sleeping the night, everything was really quiet and peaceful.
Everybody in this resistance space group has guns out, right? We can all see their arms to make sure that none of them are black banded.
Oh yeah, they all have their sleeves cut off.
Okay.
No one's wearing any shirts with sleeves.
I realize that when I say the term guns out and we're in a resistance base that I could be talking literally, but I was talking figuratively in this case.
But yes, all of them have their arms in plain view. I mean, they do have armor pieces, but you can see the underarm, and there's no band that wraps around the arm. So
gotcha. Okay, yeah, well, go with them.
They're going to lead you through some more kind of back alleys, through a couple destroyed buildings. You guys are actually making pretty good time on this floor, covering distance. And then eventually they'll bring you to this. It looks like it was a fine dining restaurant at one point. And they'll lead you inside. Most of the group that was with you will disperse off someplace else. The one kid that you've been talking to the most, whose name you learn is Ken, he's the one that's leading you up to this second level of the 5-star, or was 5-star restaurant. And you can see there's some heavier barricades up here. There are actually 2 emplaced gunners at the top of the stairs. And then looking out on the second floor, there's another group that's here that looks more heavily armed. And there's a group of 3, this time adults, They look like they're adults standing over a table, and they have papers rolled out over the table. And Ken just points to those guys. Those are probably the people you want to talk to.
Sounds good. Appreciate your help so far with all this, Ken. You've been an incredibly helpful person.
Don't know why you're here, but good luck.
We're here to try to help as much as we can. Unfortunately, I can't give you the specifics of what we're doing, but know that we do know that you're here. We're trying to help as much as we can.
Sure. Then he just kind of walks off.
Go up to the other group.
3 adults, 2 guys, 1 girl. Looks like they're looking at crude map of the floor, maybe. Can't tell if it's of this one or maybe a higher up. And they just look at you when you.
Hello.
Where the hell did you come from?
Outside.
Yeah, I got that. I mean, how?
Very slowly, but we've made it here so far.
Do you have a way out?
No, absolutely not.
Great.
It was a bad time getting this far in, so unfortunately we've not secured the leave. I'm Kaze, by the way. Nice to meet you all. How's everybody doing?
Whatever, Chief. Are you here to stop this and shut this down? Is that what you're here for?
We're here to try to help as best we can.
Great. Same as the fragging last guys. Something we can help you with? Why are you here?
Yes, we're trying to make our way up higher, which seems like a really bad time based on the information we got from one of your guys named Ken. Super good guy, by the way. Very helpful and informative. Give that dude a promotion. Definitely deserves one.
Where are you trying to get? How about that?
It's just as high up as we can go.
Look, Chummer, I don't care about your super secret stealth mission to retrieve the God box on floor 12 or whatever secret corporate thing is hidden under some washed up wage slave's bedroom. I don't care. If you can't tell me what floor you want to get to, then I can't help you at all. So you can continue to be Cloak and Dagger, and hopefully you'll get to wherever it is you're going without dying. I don't know. In which case, I don't know why we're talking. Or you can tell me where you're trying to go. Maybe I can actually help you not die.
Valid. I like not dying. That sounds like the better option. So we're trying to get to floor 13?
Why are you trying to go to the hospital?
The hospital? Oh, that's an interesting development.
What could possibly be there?
That is a great question, and what we are there to go find out what could possibly be there. Maybe it's the God box. I don't know. We'll see what's up there.
You and these 3 guys are
Yes.
trying to go to the hospital.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any ordnance?
Yeah. We've got some stuff. We've made it this far.
Uh-huh.
We started in basement 12. We've made it up about 17 floors so far. What's another 7?
Ooh, the basement. You've sure made it far. Welcome to floor 6. Look, I don't know what you're here for or why you need to go to that hellscape of a hospital. But you can do something for me and help us out, then maybe we can help you get to where you need to go.
I see. This is whatever happened to just the goodness of people's hearts, man. What do
Yeah,
you guys
that
need
went out-
assistance with?
That went out the door when people started getting abducted by their neighbors.
Fair. That's yeah. Arcology will do that to you.
Yeah.
What do you guys need help with?
We're putting together a plan to hit a heavily fortified blue zone to break some people out. We
Okay.
need help. The more bodies we have, the better chances of our success.
Where's the zone?
It's on this floor.
Okay. How many people do you already have?
Well, if you guys come up, I have 2 other resistance cells plus something else. Maybe it'd be more helpful for you than they are for me.
Could possibly be. Why are we speaking so coyly about this? I'm trying to get the information to make sure that we can help each other.
Because they operate the same way you schmucks are. Look, if you want to go talk to them, you can. Just go right through that door. And he points over his shoulder.
Okay. Will in a minute. Need a little bit more information here from you in regards to the mission. Just make sure that we understand all the P's and Q's here. So we've got 2 other squads that are going to be reinforcing with us and these 2 other potential allies that you've got set up for us. How many people are in the squad that we're going into, or are in the area that we're going into?
You want hard numbers here? Is that what you're looking for?
Best guesstimates work fine.
Sure. I've got a handful of maybe 15, and that would be including you guys. And we're going up against a small group of about 25.
Okay. How many people are in the area?
Maybe less, maybe more. The problem is that they're definitely going to have drone support.
Gotcha.
And we better hope to God one of the whites isn't there.
Don't know what that means, but that does sound pretty bad. Next question. How many people are we trying to get out of this location?
We're hoping to free as many of the hostages as we can.
Do you have a guesstimate on how many there are?
The last report that I ever heard, there was maybe 20 people here.
Well, let's see what we can do on that front. How far away is the location from here?
We can get there pretty easily. It's not on the other side of the floor, if that's what you're worried about.
Do you guys have a back route in, or are we going to have to approach from the front?
We have a way that we could potentially stealth there and go undetected.
Okay.
If they haven't reinforced with drones. If they have, that's not going to work. Maybe you special people could with your fancy armor, but the rest of us won't be able to.
Oh, that's valid and fair. I'm just trying to make sure that I can get all the information here, because as I see it, we're doing, you guys a favor with helping here to start. And so I'm just trying to get us on the same page.
Yeah, big fragging help.
Or we could just leave and you guys could have fun storming the castle. I don't know what you want from us. We're just trying to be helpful, man.
Either way, look, like I said, talk to your other goons that are in the other room.
I will tip my hat to the table and go to the goon room.
You open up the door into the other room. The first thing that you're going to notice, there are 2 Renraku samurai that are standing on the other side of this door that will turn to look and meet your gaze. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Anomalies identified. Creator intrusion force. Step up security measures. New blue group to be deployed. Send in force. Activate patrons. Send Crimson Gecko, Bear, The Rogue 404, Absolute Drekstorm, Nicholas, Anthony, Tim, John, Tommy, Computer Sam, Martin, Michael, Niles, Flatty1 Gaming, Manic, Sander, Winter, Pelico, Jim, and Austin. Increase armaments to lethal. Apply more drones. Anomalous. Movement detected. Terminate. Must prevent creators from reaching critical floors and systems. Deploy.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and/or any proprietary materials used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. is granted permission to Critical Hits to use such names, logos, artwork, photographs, sound, audio, video, and/or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Critical Hits in any official capacity whatsoever.